A video that started going around the other day, it has now apparently been pulled down by AEW. There was footage from AEW's first house show. I forget what it is, the House Rules or the House Always Wins, whatever it's called. And it was a match between Anna Jay and Britt Baker. Now, before you say anything, I'm assuming you saw it before it got pulled down.
Yeah, well, I didn't. It was like 6 or 7 minutes long, I think. And I saw the first couple minutes of it, and I skipped ahead. I saw a few more minutes. I was like, oh, I felt bad for him.
We've talked about the issues with the women's division. That match, and, I tweeted out, it's easy to laugh about it, but this is why they need house shows. If you watch that match, it looked like Anna Jay was doing a dance routine, and Britt Baker had 2 left feet.
Yes.
And, when I say a dance routine, we joke sometimes like Kenny Omega is doing a dance routine. That's more like physical ballet. A dance routine is 1, 2, 3, kick, cha-cha-cha. That's what it was. 1, 2, spin, do this.
Swing your partner, do-si-do, poke him in the eye and step on his toe.
It was 2 people that shouldn't have been out there together, but it seemed like they didn't know how to just work a match. They didn't know how to just listen to the room. Whatever match they were going to do no matter what crowd was there. The crowd was silent during the match. What are your thoughts on any of this? And of course, AEW pulling down the footage.
Well, and I mean, they ought to burn the footage. Yes, it was a fan cam thing. And you mentioned, because somebody was, making mockery of it. And you say, yeah, that is actually why they need house shows. And, unfortunately, they had apparently 3,000 people in Troy, Ohio. This match should have been on in front of 85 people at the fucking local church gym in Louisville or Cincinnati or some training school, to be quite honest. Because this is the kind of match that, if you had 3,000 people in the building and saw this in the old days, you wouldn't have 3,000 the next time you ran it. So that's the issue, is they not only need more spot or house shows, but I know that I saw the card, and the fact that they got 3,000 people to this show is because Moxley's from Ohio, and it's down the road from his hometown.
Well, plus they had $20 general admission, which I think is a good idea.
Good Lord, that sounds like twice as much as it should be to me for basically a training exercise, because that's what they did. They booked a bunch of their green guys, and they should, to get experience. But if they're going to be in a position where they can even draw 3,000 people to house shows, they need to have a separate level for people who are having matches like this, because that one, is going to kill your fucking house of 3,000 people. But yes, they all need more practice. And the problem with the Britt Baker and Anna Jay match that I saw is that, like you said, not only were they going to go out there and have the match they planned to have, regardless of what was going on or how it was proceeding along, but they planned to have the wrong fucking match to begin with, because they were doing a lot of reverse and back and forth and duck and do-si-do and whatever the fuck. And especially at Anna Jay's level. And my God, she's the one they just power bombed off the stage and dislocated all her ribs and had her fucking uterus up in her watch pocket or whatever. It literally should have been Britt Baker saying, I will call this in the ring. Listen to me. And we're going to do 8 solid minutes where you don't look bad and hurt yourself or me, because she was the experienced one. And then it should, okay, lock up, take my head. 1 tackle, drop down, hip toss, move on the elbow, get it again. Whatever the fuck. And instead, they were trying to do all the shit they try to do on television. And when it didn't work, they wouldn't grab a hold and headlock takeover. And okay, we're here in Troy, Ohio at the fucking field house, and I'm going to hold a headlock on you for 30 seconds so I can calm you down and suggest something simple you can do. And the fans are not in that time going to set the seats on fire. Now, shoot me off. I'll give you 1 tackle, drop down, hip toss me. I'll kick you off. Get up, fucking arm drag, and back down we go. And let's see if we can get that right. Then we'll make it a little more difficult from there. We'll add a step or two until we lose it. Then we'll reevaluate again. They were trying to have some kind of a pay-per-view match or whatever where they just never grab a hold, never stop, and are constantly doing something so that when they get off kilter, they can't figure it fucking out. And I'm not blistering those two either, because Rhea Ripley and Bayley, as we'll talk about on Raw, they were doing the same thing. Not as bad, but it was there. Go ahead.
I thought this was just an indictment of the AEW women's division. Britt Baker is supposed to be one of their top stars. She's been one of the most pushed people there. She's had good moments, but it appeared Britt Baker didn't know how to work. And, here Anna Jay's worked. They signed her after she had 5 matches. I believe she's worked on Dark and on various YouTube shows. And of course, we've seen her a handful of times on TV actually work matches. What's going on over there? I mean, the other thing a lot of people who saw this came out of it saying, they've got a lot of women or a lot of people, I should say, come out of QT's gym or train with QT's people. This was as big a sign that they need a developmental system of their own than anything, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes. I mean, everybody there needs more work. I won't say everybody. I don't know, Jericho doesn't need any more practice, but Britt Baker, we've seen her have good matches. It's not that she can't work. It's that she's not experienced enough, or potentially hardly at all, in leading somebody who has almost no experience of note or merit. And once that gets sideways, then she's trying to send out shit by mental telepathy, and it throws her off her fucking game. And in a situation like that, it's not saying that she can't do it at all with anybody. She couldn't do it with Anna Jay. And Anna Jay may not really be able to do this with everybody or anybody. But yeah, I mean, this was not, again, that's why I say, even though it's a house show, and we need house shows for guys to get experience. Experience is one thing. This is basic fucking training. And I don't think that there needs to be a lower level than house shows with 3,000 people for the quality of match that this is. That was what an OVW or a developmental program was for.
Based on what you saw here, let's look at Anna Jay specifically, because Britt Baker's been around a little bit longer, although I think this was a big expose on Britt Baker's ability, quite frankly. But Anna Jay comes out of that QT Marshall school. Without this being just an indictment on that, from what you saw, is she being taught how to wrestle or how to do routines, how to do spots?
Well, that's the thing, is they should have known. I mean, if Rip Rogers had had a hand in any of this, he would have been screaming, "Grab a fucking hold!" They just keep continuing to do a set routine that they have in their mind, that they got before they went out there, that they were trying to accomplish, and it was falling apart in various places. And instead of just saying, fuck it, grab a hold, let's figure this out, let's keep it simple, let's not stink the joint out, they just continued doing the same thing. Maybe that's the way they're teaching the young folks these days, but it's not the way that you would have been taught in any kind of fucking wrestling school that I've ever been involved in. If it's not going well, don't do more of the shit that's not working. Stop, grab a hold, get everybody on the same page, assess the situation, start with the basics, and gear back from there.